Good morning, class. Today we'll be learning about the continent of Australia. I have a special video to show you. It's a tour of the Australian Zoo given by Steve Irwin, also known as the Crocodile Hunter. We'll be starting off with the 5 themes of geography. Number 1 is location. Please turn to page 9 in your Australia workbook and follow along with me as I read. Relative location tells where a place is located in relation to other places. Use the description of its relative location to help you find Australia on the world map. Color in the continent on the map below and write Australia on it. The continent of Australia is south of Asia. It is completely surrounded by water. It is bordered on the west by the Indian Ocean and on the east by the South Pacific Ocean. You will be given 5 minutes to answer the following 2 questions on the bottom of the page. Please begin.
The next theme we will be discussing is place. Please turn to page 35 and follow along as we do this activity together. Can anyone tell me where the Great Barrier Reef is located? Rebecca?
Here.
Very good. Can anybody tell me where the Great Victoria Desert is? Bob?
Here.
Sam, can you please come and point out where the Indian Ocean is?
Here.
Very good. Can anyone locate where Lake Mackay is? Alex?
Here.
Very good.
Moving on to number 3, we will be covering relationship within places. Please turn to page 36 and follow along with me as I read. New Zealand is an island country located to the southeast of Australia. The population is 88% European and 9% Maori. The first settlers in the New Zealand were the Maori. They arrived sometime between AD 900 and 1000. Most European settlers arrived in the 1800s. Please get with a partner and answer the following questions on the page. You have 10 minutes to do so.
Now we're going to talk about number 4, movement. Follow along as I read from page 43. Long ago, most people raised or made most of what they used. In modern times, we are dependent on other people in our own community, country, and other parts of the world for many items that we use every day. Australia sells many products to other countries. Items sent to countries are called exports. Australia also buys products from other countries. Items brought in from other countries are called imports. Australia's major trading partners are Europe, Asia, and North America. Can anyone tell me an item that Australia brings in to America? The last thing we'll be discussing is regions. Please open your book to page 15. Follow along as I read. The continent of Australia has several geographic regions. Each has distinct physical characteristics and climatic conditions. Please turn to page 16. Stephanie, can you please read the first paragraph about Eastern Highlands?
The Eastern Highlands is an area of low mountains, plateaus, and coastal plains stretching along the east coast of Australia. The mountains are called the Great Dividing Range. This area receives more rain than the rest of the country. Because of the pleasant climate and adequate rainfall, the land near these mountains is good for farming and for grazing cattle. Most people in Australia live near the Great Dividing Range.
Very good. Okay, Kim, can I have you read the second one entitled Central Lowlands?
The Central Lowlands are in the mid-eastern part of Australia. The climate is hot and dry. However, rain that falls in the Great Dividing Range seeps into the rocks and flows westward. This water creates the Great Artesian Basin, a natural reserve of underground water. Ranchers pump the water to the surface to provide enough water to raise sheep and cattle.
Excellent. And Sam, can you read Great Western Plateau?
Much of Western Australia is a dry, high, flat plateau. This large area is sometimes called the Outback. The climate is hot and dry. In fact, in the middle of the Great Western Plateau lie 3 large deserts. North and south of these deserts are areas that do receive a little rain, so some shrubs and grasses grow. These scrublands provide food for the raising of livestock. Few people live in the area.
Good job. Flipping over to page 17, can I have Tim read the Great Barrier Reef?
Off the coast of Australia is the Coral Sea and the largest coral reef in the world. The Great Barrier Reef is about 1,200 miles long. It is the home of more than 400 kinds of coral and about 1,500 kinds of fish and other marine life. The area has been made in a national park to protect the coral and rare forms of sea life found there.
Wow, 1,500 different kinds of fish? I didn't know that. All right, and Grace in the back, can you read coastal rainforests?
Okay. While much of Australia is deserts, there are some areas along the coast that receive enough rain for rainforests to grow.
Excellent!
Awesome job, boys and girls. Good job learning about the 5 themes of geography. Now, we will cover this week's vocabulary words that relate to Australia. Starting with Stephanie, we will go down the rows and read off each vocabulary word. Number 1, kangaroo.
A marsupial that lives in Australia.
Good job, Stephanie. Number 2, Great Barrier Reef.
A coral reef parallel to the coast of Queensland, Australia, and it's 1,250 miles long.
Great job. Number 3, Sydney.
A seaport and capital of New South Wales.
Number 4, regions.
An extensive continuous part of a surface, space, or body.
Number 5, latitude.
Angular distance north or south from the equator.
Great job. Number 6, longitude.
Angular distance east or west on the Earth's surface.
Number 7, resources.
Source of supply, support, or aid when needed.
Number 8, dingo.
A wild dog of Australia, resembling a wolf.
Wow, that's great. Number 9, koala bear.
Native bear of Australia. It has grayish fur and feeds on leaves and bark.
Number 10, boomerang.
A bent or curved piece of tough wood used by the Australians.
Finally, number 11, didgeridoo.
A musical instrument of Australians made from a long wooden tube that is blown into to create a low drone.
Great job, boys and girls.
To wrap up our lesson today, we'll be creating collages that represent the way you see Australia. I have a couple of magazines for you to cut out different pictures and letters to help create your collage. At the end, we will each present our collage to the class. Good job, Bridget. This looks really good. I love how you incorporate all these different pictures and how you did different letters to spell out Australia. Very good.
Thank you.
I'm very proud of you all for your cooperation and willingness to learn something new. You did a wonderful job.